Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another week. Here we are once again back at the SR Synth Weekly Show. Hope everybody is having a great week so far, and we're just going to jump right in, get started. Got some great new music, some great artists we've played before, and some new ones we got. So we're just going to jump right in. First up today, we have Ethereal Delusion, and they're a progressive synth out of Corvallis, Oregon. Really good group, and the song they sent me today is called Night Flight, and it's featuring our good friends Frisky Monkey. Always love that name. Anyway, this is one of those vibes it just gives me. It gives me a sci-fi cop movie vibe. It's like the main title sequence, you know. This is one that, you know, like it fades into the city. You know, you see the whole city is corruption, and you're moving through the area, showing all the crime and the corrupted people, and it, you know, moves into the bars with all the women, I want to say like prostitute, kind of like that 80s vibe prostitutes, you know, where they're standing in the streets and inside the bars. And then we see the main showing up, and he's walking through the first time, walking the beat, so to speak, and going through the nightly routine before, you know, we get the whole exposition of who they are. It's just that whole first sequence where we get them, you know, get that whole city is showing how desolate and just, you know, just horrible the city is, and we cut to the main who's, you know, walking through the streets, and then we get like an exposition about, you know, who he is or who they are and what they're about. That's the first vibe it gives me. It just kind of gives me that main cop sequence. I like that the best. Also gives me another vibe of kind of like the main is, you know, the main is walking through the streets alone and in the bars, in thought of the lost loved one kind of deal, and it's always haunting them, so that's why they're in the bars, just trying to drink it away or just trying to get rid of it. And they try to figure out, you know, the main story is figure out the whole mystery behind it, and, you know, why they've either left or why they're no longer there, you know, and how to beat it. So kind of gives me that vibe too. Kind of could be the same movie, you know, it could be the main title and the sadness for the cop. So like I always say, let me know what you think in the comments. This is our first one up today, so it's really cool. Check it out. It's Ethereal Delusions, and the song is called Night Flight featuring Frisky Monkey.
It's been over a year since you were mine, since we were together, since we were fine. Still all I do is remember our time, and all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my side have drained me of my fight and left me empty inside. Yeah, all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my side. Did it matter who was right? Did it really matter who tried? It's been over 2 weeks since we last spoke. This silent falling out, this feeling so remote, and all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my side have drained me of my fight and left me empty inside. Yeah, all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my It's finally time for me to let you go. Take back my sleepless nights. It's finally time for me to say no more. Let my dreams of us take flight. Let my dreams of us take flight. Let my dreams of us take flight. And all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my side have drained me of my fire and left me empty inside. Yeah, all these sleepless nights that you're no longer by my side solidifies what I know is right. Time to let go of the tears I've cried. All these sleepless nights, didn't matter who was right. Did it really matter who tried? Did it really matter? Did it really matter who tried? You left me shattered. Did I ever matter?
Next on our list today of our beautiful music of this week, we have the Fair Attempts. I played them before in a really good group, and the song they sent me today is called Little Light. As always, they're a dark wave synth pop EBM band out of Finland, and the description they gave me is pretty cool. Let me read it here. It's Little Light tells the story of how a tiny little light within darkness can be like a raging inferno that will consume you, as well as message that entertaining even a speck of hope in a dark times can be frightening and consuming. It's also a cautionary tale about becoming so comfortable in dark emotions that sudden joy is terrifying and painful. One can easily destroy that they have with their own negativity and fears. I kind of went with that. And first of all, when I was first listening to this song, it gives me a Blue to Angle, Nine Inch Nails feel, and it's a really cool song. But this gave me the vibe. I kind of went with that in a little bit, but I expanded and went with a villainous. And what I mean by villainous is, I mean, like, this is the main villainous theme where she's arrived and she's looking for, new minions, new slaves, so to speak. And we see the villainess walking through the whole area, doing her thing in like a montage of seducing the others, getting their trust, and she becomes like a shining light to them. And then all of a sudden, with her, magic or sorcery, she changes them, and they become their slaves. During the song, we watch her going through the whole motions of it and getting her slaves, and it just gives it that whole feel of it, that whole, seduction, darkness. She's kind of like the light, but we know better because she's the evil. Also, kind of gives me that the main character is kind of like has just awakened after being taken out of the first part of the story. The whole story revolves around them, first dying or taken out. And the first part of the story, after that, they're undead and confused. They remember suddenly reason why they were returned to the world, and there was like a revenge. Then we see this whole montage deal of them first see the awakening by the magic or whatever, and they do the whole change transformation of the clothing, makeup, stuff like that. I kind of went with Crow on it. That popped in my head when I think about it. But most movies do that. If you do like an undead thing, they suddenly become, they're happy. Now they're all gothy dead. It kind of gives me that feel. And then they will go out in the world, and you know, this new dark light that they feel, and they're out seeking revenge for the ones that took them out. Both kind of give me the feel. I mean, it could work on as a same movie, maybe, but I kind of like the villainous better. It just gives me that vibe, but both work on it. So let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, you know, check them out. Check out the rest of the stuff. It's really good. So here it is. It's the Fair Attempts, and the song is called Little Light. Next on our list today is our good friend Cool Am 7. I hope I say that right. I don't know if it's Cool Am or Cool Am. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Sorry. It's a cool group, cool synthwave chiptune group out of Poland. Sorry. And the song they sent me today is called "Beam of Light." They describe this song as a synthwave with a happy singing bot, and it kind of works. And I kind of get what they're saying. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so you have to bear with me. This is kind of like a main air theme song. So, and what I mean by main air theme, I mean as in, you know, you've seen those flying movies, you know, like I don't know, you know, like those little science fiction air movies where everybody's protecting the skies. But this one's like one of those old teen movies where it's the main theme for it. It's like the team is a group of teens that pilot special ships that are keeping watch in the air over the world or over the skies. You know, they're there to protect, and they're to protect the skies because the world is all technological, and the teens are the only ones that can. These certain teens are the only ones that can pilot these ships. We see them first taking off and flying through the air in the skies for the first time. They're learning the aircrafts, and you know they're having fun. I mean, they're going through learning everything. You know, they're flying through the air, having a great time. They're learning the aircrafts. They're learning, and at the same time, as the song progresses, we're seeing that they're the chosen ones because the aircrafts have molded to them and their whole personalities. And the whole time they know they have a mission to save the world that's coming with an evil coming, but at the same time they're able to have a good time with it, so to speak. That's my first thing when I can't remember if I ever saw a movie on like that, but anything similar, let me know. The next one I had on it was you know, the team have beaten the bad guy, you know, that whole deal. And in this case, the magic was released into the sky, and it's filling the lights. You know, the whole lights are showering down over the world from the magic, and all the fantasy world is being returned to this normal state out of darkness. And as the song progresses, we see all the people. You know, they're getting their powers back. That was once lost, and that's why it's turned to darkness, because all the magic has been taken away, and now they're getting their powers back. And all the darkness is being lifted. You see them turning younger, you know, back to normal, what they were, you know, back into, like, instead of decrepit, old, rotting, they're now back to being young and, you know, beautiful, whatever, however that you want to put that. As the main bridge happens, the world turns back to a young state instead of the wasteland. And as the song ends, towards the end, we see the team is just standing there, and they're ready. You know, you got them, they're happy, but they're ready to protect for the next mission. So both of them work for me. It could have kind of worked on the same movie, but as always, but I kind of like them both. So let me know what you think in the comments of it, and as always, follow them on their social media because it's really good. I'll never try to pronounce his first name because I will butcher it. So, but here it is. It's Cool Am 7, sorry, and the song is called "Beam of Light." Next today, I have a cool synth pop group out of UK. They're called Magnetic Skies. They sent me their song today. They sent me it's called Hold On. And this is a great synth pop song, and it has some great voices. You know, the great singing was on it, and it just gives me a lot to work with on it. But I kind of went this way, so bear with me. Because of the way it sings, it just gives me that kind of like a meeting love kind of deal. I don't know. I don't know if I can say that right. If I'm saying that right, it's kind of like the first meeting of and then you know they're going to be the main lovers of this movie. So it's kind of like the main and the secondary, who becomes the lover, meet alone for the first time after the first part of the chaoticness. You know, the main is the hero, and the secondary just met him, and they're like, this whole chaos is going on of fighting and whatever, and you know, got the whole evil around them at the first part of the movie. We finally get to see a little downtime part, and we see them talk and starting to get together romantically. As the song moves on, we see them laughing, you know, doing the whole staring in each other's eyes. Like I kind of went with like they're sitting in a cafeteria on a ship kind of deal, and they're just together. They were talking, you know, when they start realizing that they're kind of feeling for each other, and then as the romantic times happen. And afterwards showing the montage of them together before the story stops it. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, they got that whole romantic scene, whole romantic thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, climax, or boom, the storyline comes back in. That's kind of what it gives me. It kind of gives me that vibe. I don't know why, but if you think it's a little different, let me know. Next, also gave me a little feeling of, you know, the team is beaten, the evil, and flown back through the vortex. I like vortexes as always. They've got back home, and we see them home happy and returning to their family and friends, and they're waiting for them. We didn't see each member returning home to their lives, and the main and the lover finally meet to get back together, and they walk off into the sunset, or walk off, you know, into the outro. Both of those can kind of work for me. I could work on the same deal, but that's just I don't know, it just gives me that whole, you know, getting together feel. I don't know. They may have something completely different than what I'm thinking, but I'm sorry. But like I said, it's a really good song, really good voicing, and it just, you know, just gives me that vibe. So let me know what you think in the comments. As always, let me think of what movie you think it would go with, and just, you know, check out this song. It's really good. It's Magnetic Skies, and the song is called Hold On.
Shifting sands, bring a dream to life.
Really good song. Before I go, yes, I do move my hands too much. I got to ask why I keep moving my hands. I fidget. So, sue me. No, next up we have another cool group with another cool name, Hootgun. And Hootgun is a electronica dance. They call it down tempo, and they're out of, oh my god, Harrogate, UK. I hope I said that right. And the song they sent me today is called Is It You? And they call this a cozy little head nodder. And it kind of is. It kind of gives me that whole vibe of, you know, the people being pulled into a new world. And what I mean by that, sorry, I know this is not professional, but I can't see today. People being pulled into a new world. Kind of like Sliders, or, you know, in the science movie or fantasy movie where they're pulled into like a lion, witch, and wardrobe kind of deal. And we see them, you know, we see them entering this world, and it's like a utopia. I mean, it just gives us that, you know, everything looks perfect, beautiful beaches, beautiful, you know, everything. And the main first part of the song, it's them awakening into the new world, and kind of like the theme for this island paradise. I kind of went with the island paradise because it just feels like it does. As they walk through, they see the perfection of beaches, the water, and then all the indigenous people, you know, they're all like fantasy creatures, you know, just whatever. They just look perfect, and they greet them and show them around the whole area in the city and whatever. And as the song progresses, the group finds out that the world is also automated or autonomous, and that's when you start feeling that kind of like heavy synth feel in it. It kind of gives like a foreground that there's something behind everything. All the robots are actually the ones controlling it, and it's kind of like autonomous, but the people think it's normal, while the crew doesn't. But it's still kind of like that happy feeling, but it kind of gives you that moment of thought. So that's kind of what it gives me. That's my first one, and it just really works for me. So also it kind of gives me kind of like the main has finished his mission, or to finish the mission, and we get a cutscene of the rest of the group is waiting on them on the beach, and it's like one of those, get to the chopper, or get to the beach, and we're gonna blow this place up. That kind of feel. And as the synth part comes in, we see them. Sorry, I jumped a part. Then the main comes over the ridge, that whole over the ridge deal after the explosion and beating the bad guy. And the main and the rest of the team and the master welcomes them back. As the main synth part comes in, we see them leaving the area and making jokes to the outro of the credits. I pull more towards the New World deal, but that also works. But I don't know. Both of them give me that vibe. So like I always say, let me know what you think of, let me know what kind of visual that gives you, this song gives you, in the comments or even on my Twitter. And always just, make sure you check out all their social media. So, just make sure, you show them some love. So check it out. Today it is Hootgun, and the song is called Is It You?
Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? I'm not anymore. Is it you? Is it you? I'm not anymore. Is it you? Is it you? I'm not anymore. Is it you? 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 I'm not anymore.
Before we go any further, if you like this show, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification to keep updated on when the new episodes come out. You know, YouTube doesn't always put it on the front page like they're supposed to. So if you like the show, you know, like and subscribe. Helps me out, helps me grow this channel. And share with your friends. That way it'll just help grow everything up. Next up today, we have our good friend Dan Furr. And the song they sent me today is called Uncertain. And they call this a driving bass line with some wavy synth pads flowing over the top with nice brassy beatdown. And that gave me nothing. So, no, it helped a little bit. This kind of like gives me an Alien Bar kind of feel. And I mean that in a nice way, not like saying that this song is something to drink to. Which actually Dan I don't know if Dan might actually want that. So, I don't know if Dan drinks or not. So I don't know. But this kind of gives me that the main has entered an alien bar. We see them drinking to forget while watching the show. You know, the song is part of the show. And we see them, you know, we see the main is just watching the show, you know, the dancing and everything. Then when you see the main's ex-lover show up as one of the dancers. And their eyes meet, and while memories feed both of them, you know, we kind of see like as the dancer and, you know, as the lover and the main meet, you know, kind of gives us a little split scene for like a little flashback of just them together a little bit while she's dancing and while the main is there. And as the song progresses, we see them meeting up afterwards to talk and get together about how the past and now. It kind of gives me that vibe. I don't know why. I don't want to say Tango and Cash, but you know, just something that's similar, kind of like Omicron or something. Just that gives me that feel. Also kind of gives me a feel of, you know, like the Evil's main lover. And what I mean by that is like, you know, like the evil is the main character, main evil of the story, but it's got that secondary who's the lover, and they first show up on the scene. They're dark, sensuous, and they seduce, and she seduces all the people around her. And as she does, she turns them all, and as the song progresses, she realizes that one of the people she's trying to seduce is the main character, and they can't be seduced. And that's kind of the whole secondary story, is she's trying to seduce him, but she tries hard, but the main character just won't have anything, can't be seduced by it, and it just makes her inquisitive on why. So that's kind of like the secondary part of the, kind of like a secondary story. But I like the seduction, but I also like the bar theme. Both work for me. It actually could work on both scenes. The lover and ex meet, and that's the reason why she can't seduce him. So let me know what you think in the comments. This song gives me a little bit to work with, a lot to work with, sorry, but just gives me those vibes right off the bat. So let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, follow them on their platforms and buy their stuff. Anyway, it's Dan Furr, and the song is called Uncertain. Last up today on our wonderful world of visual synth is our good friend Miles Matrix. And the song he sent me today is called Night Stalker. If you're new to my show and haven't watched any things, he's a great synthwave artist. And this is a really cool song. And what he describes it as an energetic synthwave banger best listened to during a car chase. And I went with that. And what I did was I kind of like a little different than just your normal car chase. I went with the team setouts for a first fight. First, this is one of the first things we see, is we see them racing out of a tunnel. You've seen see them in kind of like this base or layer, and then all of a sudden they all take off, and we get this whole light show of them going through a tunnel in their vehicles or flying, whatever, and they rush out to meet the evil that has come. We see them arrive and get ready as the evil's just waiting on them. After the thunder strikes in the song, they come face to face with the evil group, in which they do a long stare down. We've seen all that before. You know, if you've seen that in movies where they'll do the stare down and do a little exposition. Before the fight, you know, and they do the exposition, and each one does their thing as the song progresses. Just before the big fight. So that kind of gives me that first feel. I know it's a little different than just a normal car chase, but I told you I just want to do something a little different. It just gives me that whole, you know, getting ready, getting set up, and leaving, you know, and racing to the scene for the fight. So that kind of gives me that, you know, first feel of that. Also kind of gives me the main is chasing a, you know, I always use the word minion. It's just easy for me. Chasing one of the lower bad guys through the streets, trying to get information, but they're a shapeshifter. I know I like doing fantasy stuff, so bear with me. They do the shapeshifter. They can shift bodies. We see the main racing through the area and trying to find the shifter, while the shifter is always one step ahead and one body ahead. And as this whole chase scene goes through, you know, we see the main, you know, searching through people, searching at people. Didn't realize that my microphone had fallen. We've seen them, you know, we see them going all through the motions of everything. And as the song progresses, we finally see, at the Thunderstrike, we see that that they finally meet face to face, and a small fight ensues. The main then stops them from getting into another body or leaving, and then finally gets the information as the song progresses after the thunder. So, kind of gives me both those feelings. I didn't go with just a normal car chase. You know, I like doing just a little bit different. But like I said, it gives me that car chase and, you know, chasing somebody else, or, you know, rushing out to a scene. So let me know what you think in the comments. It's a really good song to end for today. So let me know what you think, and as always, follow them on their social media. And here it is. It's Miles Matrix, and the song is called Night Striker. Sorry. as always, that's it for today. As always, hope everybody has a great week. Thanks for all my new followers, and if you're just tuning into our show, like I said, hope you like it and enjoy your music. If you're an artist and you want your music on my show, just fill out the form below in the description. It's a Google form, which helps me keep tabs of it, because with all my emails, I might miss it. So if you want to be a part of the show, just follow the description down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody, and like and subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your dogs, tell your goldfish, tell the ghost that's in your room to to check it out. So hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see everybody next week. Have a good one. Bye.